Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. It is April 21st, and it's kind of a gray day today, but it's almost May. Kind of getting excited for spring. Spring is springing. You can tell if you go outside, you can see all the things that are growing, and it's pretty cool. So, notice anything different about me? Besides the fact that today I look a little bit like Christopher Columbus. Yeah, I told you yesterday that I was going to freak out and chop my hair off, and guess what? I totally did. Totally did. Thank you, YouTube. But it's kind of cute. It was cuter yesterday when it was dirty. It'll get cuter as the week goes on, I hope, but meh, who cares? Nobody around to see it anyway, except for you guys. So, cutting my hair yesterday, which I actually really needed to do, so I'm pretty okay with it. Made me think of a great story, and it's so funny because as I was thinking about this, while I was chopping my hair off yesterday, one of my best friends in the whole entire world wrote me and said, "Oh my gosh, do you remember the year you and I chopped our hair off?" And I was like, "Absolutely I do. And I am going to tell that story tomorrow." So when I should look up the year because I can't remember how old I was, but my best friend was Keith Rulo. Keith Rulo was the coolest, most fun person I have ever met in my entire life. I still feel that way. It's like that time when you meet someone that is so completely like you and you're a little odd and they're a little odd and you're both like, "Oh my God, I get you." That's what this friendship was like. Instant best friends. We loved each other so much. He had a great imagination, just like me. So we would go over to the gravel pits and we would dance and jump off of cranes and do music videos, and we would take turns of who got to be Madonna and who got to be Prince, and it was just the best. And I loved him so much. But we were obsessed with two things that we loved. But one of the things, wow, this is really cute. In a George Washington in a wig sort of way. Anyway, we fell in love with this movie in the 80s called The Legend of Billie Jean. Now it's a little too grown up for you kids to watch right now, but when you get older, it's really great. But it's about this girl, and you know how I feel about bullies. I hate bullies. It's about this super nice girl whose little brother has a little brother, and this mean kid at school breaks her brother's motor scooter, and he kind of needs it to get around and get to work and stuff. So she gets really mad. So she goes to the mean kid's dad and is like, "Hey, your kid messed up my brother's motor scooter. You need to help us fix it." And the guy's such a jerk. And so she becomes this superhero, and she has this super long hair and she just chops it all off, and it's this crazy spiky whoa hair, whoa. And we loved her. We thought she was amazing. We watched that movie over and over and over. And then one day Keith looks at me and I look at Keith and we're like, why don't we be like Billie Jean? So we cut his hair first. And the one thing you need to know about Keith is, well, there's a lot, but he's beautiful. And I mean he was way prettier than Miss Orchid will ever be, but he was gorgeous. So when we cut off Keith's hair, he looked like a model superhero. It was amazing. It was all punky and crazy and sticking out. I mean, this is the 80s when the crazier sticky out your hair was, the better. Or really big perms, which I never got a perm really until later, and that was a fiasco. I'll tell that story someday. But anyway, and then we decided to cut my hair. So my hair was really long though, and my dad really loved my hair, and I wasn't really supposed to cut it. But Keith and I are like, well, you can't be a superstar without a little bit of change. So we put my hair in a ponytail on the very top of my head. And we put the ponytail as tight down as we could. And then we took this pair of scissors and we across the top of the rubber band. And when the last bit of hair kind of fell, went off of the scissors, the ponytail holder flew across the room and my hair exploded like a dandelion, and it was insane. And Keith and I both screamed and we're like, "Oh my God." And we felt wicked cool until I got home that night and my father about killed me, for real. My parents were so mad at me. So you really should not cut your own hair, says the girl who cut her own hair yesterday, but it's a very bad idea if you don't know what you're doing. And but we were we thought we were so cool. So it's kind of funny how how you see things when you're a kid, it just make you feel like really wicked neat. But yeah, so I'll never forget like that ponytail holder just going poing and my ponytail just like falling down and us being like, okay, I guess we can't undo that. Holy cannoli. And oh my gosh, did we get in trouble. And then after that, it was like, well, why not just do whatever we want to our hair? So we like dyed our hair orange and like we like did all kinds of great. We would like shave little pieces into it. We practiced first on Barbie, but if you've ever cut Barbie's hair, you know that is not a good plan. Yeah, our Barbies ended up super, super creepy. But anyway, we would practice on her first, but it was like way more fun to practice on each other. So that was the best. And I will try to put up a picture if I can find one of Billie Jean. She was like wicked cool, like your teacher. She's like fought for the good guys, you know, like your teacher, like brave. So anyway, I do look a little bit like Buster Brown, I think, but whatever. It had to be done. Had to be done. Okay. So I love you guys. I will be on the chat at 11 to see you. And, I guess that's everything. David, if you're listening, that's my dad. I'm really sorry I cut my hair off, because what happened, friends, was that once you cut your hair off like once, it becomes a little bit of a thing and you just want to do it all the time. And David was like, Sean Michelle, if you cut your hair one more time, I swear to God. And then I was like, what's going to happen? So I kept cutting it and he kept getting more and more mad. Friends, if your parents tell you not to do something, you really ought to listen. They know better. And sure enough, it's true. I walked around with like a dandelion head hair for quite a long time and I looked kind of stupid. Keith rocked it. He was gorgeous. He looked amazing, of course. But I looked psychotically crazy. But what are you going to do? It eventually grew out. So, okay. Well, anyway, have a great Tuesday and I will talk to you all tomorrow.